Hi folks, and welcome back to John Caudry Music. If you're new here, I'm John and I regularly post ukulele tutorials here on YouTube for players of all different abilities. As a regular teacher of live ukulele classes and online tutorials, I often get asked which chords should a beginner learn first. And like many others, I've already made a tutorial on this subject, which I'll link to in the card above and in the video description below. Most ukulele teachers, myself included, will suggest the three major chords, also known as the primary chords, from the key of C major. This is because the ukulele is generally tuned in a C tuning. The key of C has no sharp or flat notes, so it's the easiest key to get started with on your instrument. And lastly, the chord shapes will generally be easier in this key. So the three major or primary chords in the key of C would be, firstly, a C, also known as a C major, and this is what is known as the tonic chord, the chord that's built on the first degree of the C major scale, the C. Next we would have an F, also known as an F major, which is built from the fourth degree of the C major scale, so C, D, E, F, 1, 2, 3, 4. And lastly, and this is where some tutors will vary their opinion on the matter, we would have a G, also known as a G major chord, or a G7 chord, or for its full name, a G dominant 7th chord. Both of these options are built from the fifth degree of the C major scale, so C, D, E, F, G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Personally, with my beginner tutorials and classes, I tend to teach G7 as the third chord you'd learn, but I'm sure you'll find other teachers that will say it should be the G or G major chord. So which should you learn first and why? The quick answer is you should really learn them both. They're both going to be useful as you progress with your playing, and neither is particularly any harder to play than the other. But the main reason for choosing one over the other probably boils down to what type or genre of music that you want to play on your instrument. In most modern pop and rock music since around the 1980s and onwards, you won't see much use of the dominant 7th chords, and hence the G major chord will be of far more use to you. But certainly for any music written before the 1980s, including pop, rock and classical, there will be far more use of the dominant 7th chords. And if you want to play the blues, rock and roll, folk, jazz and anything from the Great American Songbook, you'll definitely be needing that G7 chord. So now, for anyone interested in a slightly deeper understanding, let's have a look at how these chords differ from each other and why you would generally use one instead of the other. Now, as I explained earlier, the C, or C major chord, is what is also known as the tonic chord. And this chord is like the home chord of the key and should feel completely at rest. It's quite often the chord a song will start on, but is even more likely to be the chord that the song, or sections of the song, will finish on. The G chord, or G7, in the key of C major, is what is known as the dominant chord. And this chord's job or function is to create a tension that makes us want to resolve or go back to the home or tonic chord of C. The F chord has what is known as a subdominant function, and this is used to lead us away from the tonic chord and can also take us back to it, but generally wants to push us towards the dominant chord. So with the typical chord progression of, say, C, F, G and C, we've effectively taken a little journey from the tonic chord of C away to the subdominant chord of F, and then onwards to the dominant chord of G, which has in turn pushed us home again to the tonic chord of C. If I now play the same chord sequence but don't resolve to the C at the end, so C, F, G, we'd end up feeling a little cheated, as our ear very much wants to hear that resolution to the C. Now, if I now play the same chord sequence again, but this time replace the G chord with a G7 and not resolve to the C, we would have C, F, G7, hopefully you can hear here that there's even more tension in the G7 that makes us want to resolve to that C. So G to C and G7 to C. So both chords effectively do the same job, but the G7 creates more tension before resolving to the C. And the reason for this is that our G chord is made up of the three notes, a G, here on both the string nearest our face and the second string from the floor, a B on the string nearest the floor, and a D here on the third string from the floor. Now it's that B note here on the string nearest the floor that is the seventh and final note in the C major scale before we get back to C again. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And this note B is what is known as the leading tone, a note that very much wants to move up a semitone or one more fret to the tonic note of C to resolve. So, or with the chords, but with the G7 chord, where we've added a fourth note of F to the G, B and D that we already had in the G major, we now have two notes that want to resolve to the notes of the C chord. Firstly, the B note, or leading tone, that we've just looked at on the string nearest the floor, that was already in our G chord and wants to move up a semitone to C. And secondly, the F on the second string, that wants to move down a semitone to the E when we play the string open as we would in a C chord. So, or with the chords. As well as both of these notes of B and F wanting to resolve to the notes in the C chord, if you play these two notes together, either at the same time or one after the other, you'll be able to hear this interval between the notes that is known as a tritone, which I think you will agree sounds very dissonant or crunchy. And it's this interval in the dominant seventh chord that makes the chord feel unstable and makes our ear yearn for the resolution back to our home or tonic chord of C. So basically, if you want a very strong resolution, use the G7 chord before the C. And if you want a slightly gentler or perhaps less urgent resolution, use the G major chord before the C. Now I would definitely suggest you experimenting with both options of G and G7 and seeing which sounds best to you for any particular song. So hopefully you now have a little bit of an understanding as to what the difference is between a G and a G7 chord, the dominant chords in the key of C major. Like I said earlier in the video, you'll definitely find that the dominant seventh chord is used a lot more in the older songs, and there's more use of the standard G major chord in modern pop and rock. So I hope you found this tutorial both interesting and useful. And if you did, please give the video a thumbs up, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. If you'd like to support my work here on YouTube, feel free to buy me a coffee. See how to do so in the video description below. Alternatively, join me over at my Patreon site where all my tutorials and their accompanying materials can be found in one place. The link for this can also be found in the video description below. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.